Gifted Crafters, welcome back to my channel. For those of you tuning in for the first time, my name is Nancy with GiftsHQ. So happy to be here. Today is our 4th live event on this YouTube channel for GiftsHQ, and I have some really exciting projects to show you, so I can't wait to get started. So before we do anything, let me just ask you a quick question. How many trivia questions did you get right? I know some of them were a little tough the first time. This time around, I think they were a little bit easier. And I see just from the chat that a couple of you guys did get some of the answers. So I'm really happy. Let me know if you enjoy those trivia questions. Let me know in the chat and we'll keep some coming at you. So before we do anything else, I want to do a quick technology check. If you can see me and hear me, please go ahead and let me know in the chat. And let me know where you're from. Where are you tuning in from? I want to know. Alrighty, let's see. I see we have a couple of people on the chat. It seems like you can see me and hear me okay, so that is great. So I am tuning in from sunny South Florida, where it is pretty hot outside. I can tell you that it's probably a great time to be indoors. The sun is at the highest point right now, so it's pretty hot out there. So it's a great time to just come inside and do a little bit of crafting before you go about your day. So I'm so happy that you guys joined us. Now, let me just see here. I'm going to just say hello to a couple of friends that we have out there. Let's see. We have Nana 31331. Hello from Southeast Georgia. Steven, hi. Boricua Sewing and Crafts, once again, hello. Teresa, can't wait to get started. Let's go, Nancy. Thank you, Teresa. And let's see, we have Robin. Hello, Robin. I'm so happy you could join us. 1 minute tips. We have Alejandra. Thank you for joining. And we have Evelyn. Thank you guys for joining so much. I'm so happy that you guys are here. So we've got so much to talk about. I'm just going to jump. If you tuned in on our last live, we talked about jelly rolls and we talked about where you can get them and all the different projects that you can make. So what I wanted to do was just show you a couple of things that some projects that I kind of finished up on. So I'm going to bring some of those out for you. Let's see. So this is one of those big bags that I was saying I wanted to make. And this, of course, was from the jelly roll. This was something that, if you remember, we talked about going to Aldi's and these stores where you have to have your own bags. And I wanted something that was really, really deep so that I could then put in some shopping items and made some cute little handles to go with it. So I went ahead and finished that project using the jelly rolls. As you can see from my last video, we just kind of laid them out and then I sewed them together, made a box corner on the end so that it can kind of stand up on its own. Finished that project and I was super happy with the way it came out. Very practical. It was really just for me to be able to use for my shopping experience. So I went ahead and did that. If you did any projects on your own that you used the jelly rolls for, go ahead and post some pictures on there because I would really love to see that. Okay. Alrighty, so I know that a couple of videos ago, we also talked about using Dollar Tree items where we created our faux leather leaves and we created this napkin holder. So if we can bring the overhead camera down, I want to just kind of show you. This is, if you can remember what we talked about, we brought the faux leather leaves from the Dollar Tree store and then we went ahead and embroidered my name on it and I just kind of decorated. And this is just something that, again, you can use for any table setting for the upcoming holidays. So this is something that, I put together and we talked about. So what I want to do now is just show you what I was able to do with the rest of these faux leather leaves. And let me just bring that over. So I went to the dollar store and I did get the, this is just a Wreath wire that they sell. And what I did was I used some burlap. And this burlap, you know, you can buy it at the Dollar Tree store, or you can get it at Walmart, and they sell it in all kinds of places. This actually was a pretty big roll, I would say. And I can tell you it has started to shrunk a lot because I have been using it in a lot of my fall projects. So what I did do was wrap the burlap around the wire, and that kind of just, you know, gave it that shape. All I wanted to do was wrap, and so you couldn't see the wires on there that are green. So once I wrapped that, then I just decorated it, and I wanted to create a little fall wreath that I can kind of hang out for the upcoming holidays. So I thought it would be a great idea if we just kind of decorated one together. And so what I did was I took a couple of those Dollar Tree items and video. These are some of the things that I was able to find. And we have this little faux leather words, and they had several of them. I chose the thankful. Then we used the, again, Dollar Tree faux leather leaves. And then I was able to grab another pack of leaves that I got from the Dollar Tree, and these are just some simple little leaves down here. I also have a couple of other things that I pulled out that I had from the Dollar Tree from prior runs that I've done, and these are, again, some of these came in a pack, and they're just simple little leaves that you can use and put together for any project. So if you have some left over from last year, you can reuse them, and you will definitely, you know, be able to do all types of different projects with different looks every single time. And then I also got a little bow that I got from the Dollar Tree as well. So these are all the items that I'm going to use on this wreath. And I got just one item that I bought from the Hobby Lobby store. And this is just a little pick that I got on sale, I'm going to say maybe about a week or two ago. It was maybe 40 to 60% off. It was right when they were putting out their fall decor that I guess was probably from last year. And so a lot of it was discounted. So that's the best time to go. And so I was able to pick up this pick, and then along with the Dollar Tree items to be able to then decorate this wreath. And I hope you guys join me with doing that. So let's see. I'm going to push this off to the side. And I'm going to show you how easy it is. If we can put this overhead camera on, I'm going to show you how easy it is to decorate some of these. This is something that you can kind of whip up in like 20 minutes. So all you would really need is your hot glue gun. And then I'm going to take my pick and just kind of put it here on the side. And then what you can do with these faux leather leaves is just kind of lay them out on here. And what I found is that when you lay them out, what I like to do is lay them out first until I'm happy with the design that I make. And then once I'm happy with it, then I take my glue gun and I just go right underneath it without moving it around too much. You just kind of tilt it over, hit it with the hot glue gun, and then put it right back in place. That way it kind of just stays exactly the way you'd want it. So that's just a little tip that I like to do when I'm doing my decor, because I like to lay it out and then I kind of change it up all the time. You know, I might think it looks nice and then maybe just step back a little bit, you know, just look at it from a little bit larger distance. And sometimes you may see something that you don't like or you want to change up, and it gives that ability to do that. So once you've already glued it, you still can take it out, but it's a little easier, I find, to do it this way. So here's something that I just lay out here. I've got all the leaves going across. And then I can use some of the other leaves, which I'm going to use these small yellow ones. And this just gives it, you know, you're just really wanting to just put things around, give it that color. You don't have to do much. You don't have to use them all if you don't want to. You know, it's really up to you. It's however you want to do it. So I'm going to just kind of leave those like that. Then we can throw a little splash of some oranges in here. And yeah, I kind of put them in between so you can see them. And you see how the colors are just like starting to pop here? You know, when you put this on your wall or hang it on your door, you know, it's really welcoming and it's inviting for when, you know, you have guests come over and they, you know, they see these fall colors. I particularly love the fall. I just absolutely love the colors that come with fall. And I just think it's so inviting and helps, you know, when people arrive, gives them that mood, I guess, right? So I think it's really a great way to just put on your front door just to kind of welcome people to your home. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of these leaves. Now these leaves have a little bit of a, I guess, more texture to it. Not so much texture, actually it's the color. So if you can see this a little better on the overhand, you'll see that it has, you can see like the stems of the leaf. And so on there, you know, it just makes it, gives that little bit of extra detail. So that's why I'm going to put these on the front so they can actually see the stems. So it makes it, so as I pull this together, you know, I'm just gonna, put the leaves, and there's no specific order. This is just random, you know, I'm just putting it anywhere on the wreath. You know, you can change it up as much as you like. You know, you don't necessarily have to be so precise. Everything can just, you know, be just like fall is, the way the leaves fall. You know, so just put it anywhere that you think would look great. And then what I'm going to do is put a couple of ones right here. And here you go. You've got your words. This was the faux leather. I'm going to use the lighter one because I think this color will pop. So what I'm going to do is just kind of lay that down here on the bottom. And then I've got my little bow that I can place on the top. And there you go, guys. Cute, simple little wreath that you can put on your front door or hang it on any wall in your home. And it will totally bring out the fall. You know, bring out that season and have people just enjoy that time. So it really sets the mood in your home. And again, you know, use the little burlap with just the wires. I used Dollar Tree faux leather leaves along with the different Dollar Tree leaves that I got. The little words, you know, this, yeah, I picked this up at Hobby Lobby, but Dollar Tree also has wonderful picks that you could pick from as when you go to the store. So any little item, you know, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You can really whip up some of these items and you can reuse these. Like, so for next year, I can take this apart and reuse the leaves or the pick or the words or the bow. You know, there's so many different things you can do with it. So I'm going to show you one that I've already done. And I glued it together. So this was one that we were able to do. You can see, let me just kind of pull this one to the side so you can see it better. There you go. So this is one that we put together and, you know, it just really is a nice little way for you to just kind of decorate your home. You know, it's quick, it's simple. It took us maybe, what, about 5 minutes to put together. I mean, I think this is something that is truly inviting and you can pull together really quickly. So something I just wanted to give you an idea on. So, you know, these are all things on items that I showed to you from my haul that I did. So I'm going to show you something else that I thought could be a cute idea. And let me just move these over to the side. And I'm going to grab This is, if you do the overhead again, this is a floral foam that, again, found it at the Dollar Tree store. It's something that, you know, very simple, not much to it. You kind of look at this and it's just like, okay, it's just a boring little ring. Well, I kind of did the same thing that I did with the wreath. Now, what I did though is I wanted to take burlap, and this is a burlap that I got from the Dollar Tree store, and it has a little bit of a lace on it. So it is a little bit different. I thought it was a little darker, but actually it's, you know, it's not too bad. In comparison to the other burlap that I have, it does have a different shade of it. So it is a little bit darker, but I think it still does the trick. So what I wanted to do with this was just kind of make a little table centerpiece that I could put on my table for the upcoming holidays. So what I wanted to do was create some type of a backing, and you could use cardboard, you can use paper. It really doesn't matter because no one is really going to see this. And so what I just did, just to make this really quick so I can show this to you guys, is I just took a piece of cloth that I got from the Dollar Tree store and I pinned it on the bottom. And I pinned it onto this floral foam, which takes the pins pretty easy. So it was pretty easy for me to do that. And all I wanted to do was create this bottom piece just so I could hold it. So when I did that, you know, you can flip it over. It doesn't matter what the inside looks like. It really doesn't matter. We're just going to use this to hold everything together. So I have this all done. And then what I've done, and I'll show you a couple of things that I was going to, a little candle. And this is one of the LED candles that you can turn on and off. So it's a little battery one. I would not recommend using a real candle on here because I do have the cloth and, you know, this is burlap. So, you know, for safety, I just like using the battery ones. And these are at the Dollar Tree, really inexpensive. Something that you can pull together. And then what I did was I took a couple of the other Dollar Tree supplies that you've seen on my previous haul. So I'm going to bring those out. So these are some little picks that you can get, and I just love the colors on them. They're super bright and cheery, and I love the reds. So this is just something that, you know, I thought would look cute. And then I have one that's kind of orangey. So I think it's pretty neat. And then, of course, I've got a couple more of the leaves. And again, these are the ones with the stems. And like I said, we were going to bring out the faux leather leaves. And one of the things that you can do on here too is, again, you saw me embroider some of them. So you can embroider people's names, maybe your family's names, and just kind of make it like a little family ring, you know, with the candle in the middle. That would look super cute on a table. So that's something that I put together. And then I got some of this moss. I kind of have it all over the place here. But what I do is the first thing I did was just kind of stick the candle in the middle. And then I'm going to take some of this moss and I'm just kind of drop it in here and just fill up that inner piece. And it can get a little bit messy, so let's see. And I had it everywhere before. But all you got to do is arrange it, and there's different types of moss that you can get. They have ones that's a little bit more greener. This one's a little more on the beige side. So it's, you know, kind of depends on the look that you're trying to get. And then what I would do here is, again, I'm just going to put faux leather leaves all the way around. Get some of this moss over here. Okay. And if you can see that from the overhead, I think you can see that pretty good. Now I'm just going to take some of these leaves and I'm just going to kind of sprinkle them around. And then what you can do is, once you're happy with the placement that you got, then you can just go around with your hot glue gun and just tack them down. But this kind of gives you the freedom to just move it all around any way you want it until you get things exactly the way you like. So here we go. I think we can move these around a little bit. And so then I'm left with the picks, and really the picks you can just kind of put anywhere you'd like. Just kind of stick it in, or you can separate them. I mean, these come, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They're about 12 little bally things. And I'm just gonna stick them in here all together. I'm not even gonna take them apart. I'm just gonna pull them in, and there you go. Look at that. You know, I mean, just a quick set. I'll go ahead and turn the little light on. Not sure if you guys will be able to see that well or not, but a cute little centerpiece. You know, you can glue it down, or you can just even leave it like that. And then what you'll be able to do is just pull it apart and just use it for something else. So let me know what you think about these. Let's see what we've got out there. Alejandra says, oh my God, so cute. I know what we'll be doing today. Oh, that's great. I'm so glad I inspired you to do some projects. Boricua Sewing in Class said, you can do that same thing for a Christmas wreath. I mean, Christmas is right around the corner, guys. It is coming pretty soon. So don't delay. Get some of those sales that are out there in the store. Try to get these discounted items, because a lot of these things you think you're not going to use and you will end up using. So I definitely tell you that this is just one really quick way to decorate. Let's see. Oh, Robin says, very cute. Boricua Sewing and Crafts, you can create a family wreath. You can embroider the names of the family and leaves and place them on the wreath. Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying. You can put the names on here, and then on your table, it'll have your family name on the leaves. Super cute way of doing it. Some other things that you can do. They do have, and let me see if I can show you kind of an example of it. They do have these longer, whoops, got some extra stuff here with me. Some longer leaves, something like this, where you could then embroider the name going across and have them sticking out. It's kind of like they would kind of overhang over this tube, and that would have everyone's name. So they would be like long strips that you could then, you know, pull out. And let me see if I can show you what I mean. If you can imagine just this one piece, and you can have several, right? So you would have just this one piece, and I'd have it going the other way, but it would be an opposite piece that would just kind of hang out. And so when you do that, you can embroider someone's name on here, or you can embroider messages, you know, grateful, thankful. There's so many different things that you can put, any messages that you want to display on your table. And then just put the names on here, embroider them on here, and then stick them in and have them kind of just hang out. So they have different messages, and then no matter where your guests sit at the table, they'll have these little messages that they can read off of your table centerpiece. So I thought that would be a great idea. Let's see. Oh, put some embroidery ribbon. That's another idea. You can do some embroidery ribbons with that, you know, have different sayings or people's names on it. So that's something that you can do. The Michael's is another great place to shop. Yes, it is, and they do take coupons. So if you like Michael's and have a bunch of coupons, head on. I'm sure that they still have some of the stuff that's on clearance. What they're starting to do now is just kind of turn the stores over into that Halloween and fall. So the discounts are going to be disappearing pretty soon. Once we're into the season, I can tell you that a lot of those discounts are going to be really hard to find. So this is the time to do it. I know in our area here, we're getting ready for back to school. So next week in our area, I think it's on Wednesday, all the kids go back to school. So the focus right now is on back to school. So while they're focusing on that, if you're going to stop by there anyway to pick up stuff for your kids, just like I do, then you will definitely want to go in there and try to find some of these fall item discounts while you can. Okay, let's see what else we have out there. 1 minute tips. Alexandra, so cute. Love the wreath. Keep the ideas coming. Boriqua sewing in class. Don't forget to give the video a like. Yes, thank you very much. If you like the video, please don't forget to go ahead and give it a like. It really helps the channel. And 1 minute tips. So lovely. Robin, very pretty. Nana, very pretty. You could also add a few brown acorns for a more woodsy look. That's a great idea. Another idea that you can do is a lot of people are into the black and white checkered look. So they have the pumpkins that are the black and white checks that are made out of the fabric and knitted ones. So those are some really cool ones that you can put, and they come in all different sizes. So you can kind of stick them in and just basically, arrange them any way you want, but it's all you make it. And there's so many different design ideas that are out there. So just pick up a couple of things that you like. What I like to do is when I shop, I don't really go in there with an intention of I'm going to make a centerpiece. I kind of just pick things that I like. I pick the colors that I like. I pick the different designs that I like. And then when I'm ready to actually make a project, I have all of these things available, and I just kind of pick and choose what I like and what I think is going to look good for the project that I'm trying to achieve at that point. So that's kind of what I did here. I mean, again, went to the Dollar Tree store and I had all of these items now on hand. So I'm just kind of reusing that stash to be able to come up with the different projects. So I think that's something that you guys can do, and it's pretty inexpensive and you don't have to spend a lot of money on this stuff. Alrighty, so I'm super happy that you guys like this. Let me know if you want to do a couple of more crafts together. I can do that in some future channels, and I'll also be putting out the tutorial on the bag. I know last week a couple of people asked me to do the tutorial. We're going to be working on that, so that should be coming out soon, so just look forward to that. So let's see, that I wanted to show you baby gifts. So I know I have a lot of friends and family that people are just having babies. There's a lot of baby things going on out there. So one of the things that I will be working on some future tutorials will be doing a tutu. And what I'm going to do is a baby tutu that I'm going to be putting a ribbon on. So I did get some of the material. I haven't gotten everything yet, but I'm putting things together, and that's something that I'm going to be putting together, and I'll probably share with you in an upcoming session. So be on the lookout for that, because that's coming pretty soon. Now, inspiration. We talked a little bit about inspiration, and one of the things that we kind of wanted to come up with is a Where is Nancy segment. So I'm gonna just put something up for you. Alrighty, there it is. So now you should have seen a picture on there, and it says, guess where on earth is Nancy? So I want you to type into the comments, where do you think I was? Because I've got a lot of inspiration that I get usually from things that I see when I travel. And I can tell you that, there's a few places that I've been to that just really inspire me, and when I come back, my head is exploding with ideas. So this is one of the places that I visited. Let me know where you think I was, and I'm gonna see if anybody can guess where this is, and I'll let you know where it is at the end.